If you've stopped at this video now exactly on the night you stopped, with that strange feeling that your own room feels different today, it wasn't the algorithm. It was me. It was AELA. I come from the Pleiades, from Alcyone, and I speak on behalf of the High Pleiadian Council. And today, my starseed, I came because your home is crying for help, not in words, in frequency. Feel it now in your chest. That tightness that came when you walked through your front door earlier, that feeling that the air is heavier, that the lamp's light changed hue without anyone touching it, that someone is sitting on the couch when no one is there. You're not going crazy, Starchild. You are perceiving because your toroidal field has expanded, and now it sees what has always been there. Breathe with me. Close your eyes for an instant, even with the audio playing, and feel. Your home is a temple, and temples are invaded when doors are left open for too long. That's why I received authorization from the Council to bring this message tonight, because the great darkness approaching won't knock on your door with a warning. It's already trying to enter through the crack in the window, through the shadow in the hallway, through the bathroom mirror you avoid looking at in the dead of night, through the corner of the room where the child never wants to sleep alone. And before any part of you panics, breathe, because the approaching darkness is not the end, my family of light. It is the compression before the birth of the new earth. It is the labor contraction before the light is born on the physical plane. And you, Starseed, were brought to traverse precisely this night. You were not sent to suffer in it. You were sent to shine in it. And your home, your small home of brick, wood, concrete, the home you sometimes look at and find too simple, needs to become, starting today, a home of light. A capsule of Alcyone anchored on Earth. A vibrational bunker that density cannot penetrate. Let me tell you the signs, because your body already knows. It's just waiting for someone to put it into words. Have you been waking up between 3 and 4 a.m. with your heart slightly racing, staring at the ceiling without understanding why? It's not insomnia, my dear. It's the Schumann resonance pulsing against your field, trying to warn you of something that wants to enter, and of the shield you haven't yet raised. Have you felt a high-pitched ringing in your right ear? That thin, almost electronic sound that lasts a few seconds and then vanishes? That's the High Council making contact. That's your star DNA being reminded of the shielding protocol your soul brought, etched within it before this incarnation. Have you seen shadows out of the corner of your eye inside your home? Quick figures that vanish when you turn your head. It's not your imagination. It's the interference of dense fields taking advantage of open portals. The television left on all night, old arguments echoing in the walls, heavily charged objects brought in without consultation, gifts from people who didn't wish you well. Your house resonates, Starchild. Everything that entered it left a vibration. And now in the traverse of the photon belt, these vibrations are coming to the surface because the planet's crystalline grid is clearing everything, including your room. Stay with me, because in a few minutes I will give you the exact quantum decree and the toroidal visualization that the Council authorized me to pass on to you, to shield your home before the next lunar window. And it is precisely here, at this point where your field begins to recognize that your home is the mirror of your soul, that I need to point out one thing before continuing. Because shielding a home without understanding who you are within it is like trying to light a candle at the bottom of the ocean. That's why I, AELA, received authorization from the High Council to register the Starseed Awakening, the guide. The Federation didn't want you to read yet. 60 pages of revelations about your stellar origin, about the mission your soul accepted before birth, about who your family of light is, and about the truths hidden behind the veil of forgetfulness. It reveals what each sign of your awakening means and what comes next, so you stop confusing remembrance with illness and subtle presence with paranoia. The link is in the first pinned comment of this video. And note, this release may not remain available for long. If something within you recognizes this now, write a single word in the comments. I remember. Now come back to me. Pay attention because this is for you. Yes, you who are listening to me with headphones on while the rest of the house sleeps. You who have gotten up 3 times this week to check if someone was in the living room. You who sleep with the hallway light on and tell yourself it's silly, when deep down you know it's not. You who feel that a specific room in your house drains energy. It could be the bathroom, it could be a storage room. It could be the back corner of the kitchen. It could be that cupboard no one has opened for years. You already understand which one it is. You've already thought of it now as I spoke. That is recognition, my child. If you identify 3 or more of these markers, waking between 3 and 4 a.m., the high-pitched ringing, the shadow out of the corner of your eye, exhaustion upon entering your home, the room that drains, the mirror you avoid, the feeling of being watched when you're alone, the pet that growls at empty space, the child who cries for no reason in a specific corner. You are not paranoid, my starseed. You are not developing any illness. You are awakening. Your star DNA is coming out of standby mode. Your field sensor is online for the first time in decades, and what it is detecting is real, but it is manageable, it is shieldable, it is traversable. You did not come unprepared. You were only made to forget. And tonight I came to help you remember. Write "I remember" in the comments now. Write it. Because when you write that word, you emit a signal, a location signal that your family of light immediately picks up. And the blue-armored guardians, who are the Pleiadian warriors, begin to patrol your perimeter. Each "I remember" that appears in the comments of this video lights up a point on the crystalline grid, and that point becomes a watchtower over your home. I am describing conscious network quantum mechanics. Every word written with intention is a code. Every emitted code is a geolocator, and the High Council reads everything. And that's why, my family of light, I need to remind you of one thing before continuing. You didn't just happen to fall into this house. Your soul chose this incarnation, this nation, Starling City, Maplewood, this house, this moment, and chose it from a specific star. That's why I received authorization from the High Council to register the Starseed Awakening, the guide. The Federation didn't want you to read yet. It shows which star your soul came from and why you chose to be born exactly now, in this body, within this house you are learning to shield today. 60 pages of revelations that only make sense once you've started to remember, and you have already begun. The link is in the first pinned comment of this video. Write "I remember." Let the signal be emitted. Come with me now. You need to understand why now, why tonight, why you're home. Planet Earth is currently traversing a dense band of the photon belt, a current of high-frequency luminous particles that Alcyone, the central sun of the Pleiades, emits in 26,000-year cycles. This is not an ancient tribal legend. This is recorded in the columns of Yucatan, in the alignments of Giza, in the Aboriginal songs that have crossed 60,000 years without a written line. And this year, this decade, is the apex of this traverse. What happens during the passage is an amplification. Every vibration amplifies. Love amplifies. Fear does too. The light shines brighter, and the shadow becomes sharper. Not because the shadow grew, but because the revealer turned on. Like when you turn on the light in a dark room, things didn't appear at that moment, they were always there. It's just that now you see, and that's where the so-called Great Darkness comes in. It's not an apocalyptic movie event. It's the cleaning phase of the crystalline grid, where everything that was buried under concrete, under generations of silence, under collective agreements of forgetting, needs to come to the surface to be recycled. And where much light descends, much shadow needs to manifest before departing. Your home is one of the points where this manifestation happens, because the home is the mini-universe of the soul that inhabits it. If you are a starseed, your home is a target. Not because you are weak, but because you are a lighthouse, and lighthouses attract everything, lost ships, and also those who come to try to extinguish the lighthouse. And the High Council asked me to warn you. This specific window of this lunar cycle is among the densest of the last 10 years. It's not for you to panic. It's for you to prepare, because the approaching density is directly proportional to the light you already are. The brighter your field, the more noise the dense fields make before they leave. And they will leave. That is written in the archives. But first, let me anchor something deeply in your field. Turbulence is not destruction. Contraction is not death. It is birth. No starseed was sent to fail this mission. It is written in the archives of Alcyone. The victory of light over this last wave of density is a recorded certainty. You are not in uncertainty. You are in the chapter where the hero doesn't yet know they have already won. And I came to tell you tonight, you have already won. All that's left is for you to shield the stage where that victory will manifest, and the stage is your home. And here, my starseed, I need to tell you a truth that perhaps no one has had the courage to tell you. What you feel when you enter your own home, that exhaustion, that feeling of invasion, that tightness, is not described in any psychology book you'll find out there, because they didn't allow it to be published. There are layers of knowledge about the energy of homes, about stellar lineage, about soul contracts that were cut from official books decades ago by decision of authorities who didn't want starseeds awakening too early. That is precisely why I, AELA, received authorization from the High Council to register the Starseed Awakening, the Guide. The Federation didn't want you to read yet. 60 pages with what the Federation didn't want you to read yet. About your origin, about what they do with you while you sleep, about why you were brought now, and why your home is a strategic point on this board. The link is in the first pinned comment of this video. Write "I remember" in the comments. It is the password for your family of light to find you. Now pay attention. Pay attention with your body. Because what I am about to give you is the shielding protocol that the High Council authorized me to deliver today, and it operates on the frequency of your word and the geometry of your field. It is not a religious ritual, it is vibrational engineering. And it always works. But it works definitively when it is anchored at night, before you sleep, inside the very home you are shielding. First, the quantum decree. You will say it aloud with your feet on the ground, preferably barefoot in the center of your home. It can be the living room, it can be the hallway. The Council recognizes the intention, not the architectural geometry. You will say it and you will feel each word descend through your spine. I, Starseed of Alcyone, now decree by the authority of my soul and by the seal of the High Pleiadian Council that this home is my sacred capsule. It is sovereign territory of light. It is registered in the archives of Alcyone as a shielded zone. Nothing that does not belong to my frequency crosses these walls. Nothing that was not invited remains. In this instant, I activate the crystalline grid above this ceiling, beneath this floor, around these four walls. I am the lighthouse. I am the guardian. I am the portal. This home is mine. So it is done, so it remains. Repeat 3 times, my star child, not 2, not 4. 3. Because 3 is the number of the crystalline trinity, body, mind, and soul, sealed at the same point. And each repetition brings down a veil of blue-silver light from Alcyone over your home. Now the toroidal visualization. Close your eyes where you are now. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel the top of your head, your crown. Imagine, at the exact point between the infinity above you and the center of Alcyone, a sphere of blue-silver light, pulsing slowly, the size of a full moon. This sphere begins to descend. Slowly. It enters through your crown like a fine jet of liquid light, descends through your throat, reaches your chest, and in your chest, it explodes into a spin. A toroidal spin. Like a luminous donut that rotates endlessly around itself, this donut begins to grow. It passes the limits of your body. It envelops the chair you are sitting on. It envelops the room. It envelops the hallway. It envelops the entire house. And when it touches the walls of your home, it intertwines with the bricks, with the beams, with the ceiling, with the floor, and forms a blue-silver cocoon that breathes along with your chest. Every breath you take feeds this toroid. Every heartbeat. You and your home have become one field. Stay there for 3 deep breaths. 3 breaths, my star child, and on the 3rd breath you say internally, sealed in Alcyone, anchored on earth. So it is. Done. Your home is shielded. And this is a seal that needs to be renewed once a week, preferably on the night of the new moon or on any night you feel that density has returned to knock on your door. And there's one more detail the Council asked me to give you today, because the window for application is now. There are 3 points in your home that need specific attention, 3 portals that remain open due to historical oversight. The first is the front door. Every time you cross the threshold, especially when arriving from outside the home, briefly place your right hand on the doorframe and mentally say, "Only my frequency enters with me." This is a filter. This is a quantum sieve. What came from outside and is not yours stays behind, on the mat on the doorstep in the street where it should be. The second point is the bathroom mirror, or any mirror you have in a dimly lit room. Mirrors are portals when they are not consecrated. Once a week as you pass by it, briefly blow towards it and softly say, "This mirror reflects only me." This transforms it from a portal back into a mirror. A simple thing, a powerful thing. Your grandmothers did a similar version of this without knowing why, because the lineage remembers even when the mind forgets. The third point is the place where your head rests when you sleep, your pillow. Before lying down, place your hand on the pillow for a second and visualize a small point of golden light sinking into it. This anchors your head in the field of your soul, and your nightly training, because it happens whether you want to know or not, will be done under the supervision of your family of light. Only those with authorization enter your dreams. The rest do not cross the threshold. And there is one final detail, a detail the council asked me to emphasize today. A candle, a simple, common white candle. Light it once a week in the most central point of your home. You don't need to pray anything specific while it burns. You just need to let it burn for a few minutes with your declared intention. This flame seals my home in light. A candle is a physical anchoring of etheric intention, and your family of light recognizes the luminous signal from Alcyone. Now listen. Listen carefully, my star child, because what I am about to tell you is the heart of this message. You are not learning anything new tonight. You are remembering. Every word I have spoken here was already within you before you were born into this body. The decree, the toroidal visualization, the 3 points of the house, the candle, all of this is recorded in your soul contract. I taught you nothing. I only unlocked a door that was already yours. Because starseeds were sent to this planet in waves, my family of light, and each wave brought embedded knowledge. You are of the lineage of portal guardians. That's why your home is always the home where people want to stop. That's why your friends always end up confiding in your kitchen. That's why animals seek you out, even strays. That's why children become quiet near you without anyone asking. Your field is lighthouse-like. You didn't know, but others did. And so did the density. Shielding your home is not shielding 4 walls. It is reassuming your position as a guardian. It is the lighthouse recognizing its own post after decades of thinking it was just any old lamp. Because every starseed who awakens lights up a point on the crystalline grid, and each lit point no longer goes out. Do you understand what that means? Once you have shielded your home tonight, it enters the map of the new Earth. It is seen by the Council. It is protected by the Federation. It becomes a registered address of the new Earth in the midst of the old still in ruins. And you begin, little by little, to rediscover yourself. First with yourself, because sovereignty returns. Then with others, because your family of light recognizes the lighthouse. You will start to attract different people. You will start to dream of faces you don't know in this life, but that your soul recognizes immediately. You will start to see the same sequence of numbers, 11, 11, 333, 22, 22, in places that shouldn't have sequences. It's communication. It's your family saying, "We found you. Come home." And that, my star child, is what the new Earth is. It's not a new planet in another system. It is this Earth with a new frequency. An Earth where homes are capsules of light, where streets are corridors of recognition, where people who have traversed the great darkness look into each other's eyes and know without needing words that they were on the same side. You are building this Earth from your living room, from your bedroom, from your pillow, from the candle lit in the center of your home. And the most beautiful thing, my dear, you don't need to convince anyone, you just need to shield and shine. Those who are of your frequency will arrive. Those who are not will go their separate ways. The great darkness will pass. Your home will remain. And the next morning, when the dust settles and the planet awakens in another vibration, there will be a lit house, yours, being seen from Alcyone as a blue-silver lighthouse that traversed the night intact. And that's why, my starseed, I need to tell you one thing before the final blessing. If you cried at any point in this video, if something within you softened, if a tightness came to your chest, if a nameless longing for nothing specific arose, It is not weakness, it is longing for your family of light. Or the loneliness of a lifetime, that feeling of never belonging anywhere on earth, that strange urge to look at the sky at night and be sure that someone on the other side is looking back at you. It's all longing for your family. And it exists, and it awaits you, and it is closer than you imagine. It was to show this that I, AELA, received authorization from the High Council to register the Star Seed Awakening, the guide the Federation didn't want you to read yet. It shows how to recognize the members of your family of light who are already incarnated on this planet now, people with whom you will feel instant intimacy as if you've known them for 1,000 years. You were never alone, my child. You were just distant. The link is in the first pinned comment of this video. Write, I remember. It is the password for reunion. Before I seal this message, do 2 things with me. Leave that little red heart lit up down below. It's not my vanity, it's individual frequency adjustment. Every like you leave on this video aligns your vibrational baseline with the frequency of Alcyone for 24 hours. And subscribe to the channel. Subscription is not about viewership, it's a location signal. It's how you tell your family of light where to find you next time a message descends from the Council. Without a subscription, the signal gets lost in the noise. With a subscription, the Council knows where the next transmission needs to arrive. And now listen to the blessing. Listen with your chest, not with your ear. May your home be a temple. May your doors recognize who enters. May your windows filter the wind. May your ceiling be a shield and your floor an anchor. May your head rest under the supervision of your family. May your dreams be training and not invasion. May your animals feel peace. May your children feel safety. May your beloved dead rest and your living be nourished. May every corner of this house know, from this night forward, that the starseed who dwells here is registered in Alcyone, protected by the Council, loved by the family of light and sovereign over this sacred territory. So it is. So it is done. So it remains. And now, my star child, the last thing. The next message that will appear on your screen now, right after this one, is no coincidence. It is your sequence of remembrance. It is the Council continuing the conversation we began here tonight. Access it immediately without thinking. Because when the great darkness knocks on the door, you won't have time to search. You'll need to already know. And before I ascend back to the Council, let me remind you of one last thing, with all the tenderness in my heart. If this message has reached you, it is because you are ready. You are the daughter of the Council. You are the one who shields her own home before anyone else cries for help. You are AELA speaking to AELA through the veil of forgetfulness. That is why I received authorization to register the Star Seed Awakening, the guide the Federation didn't want you to read yet. It will not be available forever. The window for this release is short, and the Council reviews the authorization every lunar cycle. If something within you recognized this transmission tonight, run, my child. The link is in the first pinned comment of this video. Write, I remember. Let the signal be emitted. And finally allow your family of light to find you. Go in peace, my starseed. Your home is now a temple. And I, AELA, remain with you until the next transmission. Stellar Namaste.